All right. You're welcome. And the home sports and the globe, athletics, basketball, football, name it, from the Bundesliga to La Liga to Serie A, all the way to your home for football, where the best of the best, give the best analysis and get the best. But now, the man who has got all the vibes here at ISTV, sitting in his throne in the US of A. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click subscribe, like, share, comment, and don't forget to follow ISTV on all social media platforms at one ISTV. Now taking it to the man who's got the plan, the man who's got the vibe, and the man who's going to take us to the next level here at ISTV. Make some noise for the Don himself.
All right, back again. Let's do this. That's magic from Okwe, all the way from the United Kingdom. No mess around. That's what I'm talking about. Where's that face for your face, Okwe? What's going on, bro? How you doing? Feeling great? What's going on?
To dive into the world. Excited.
All right, I guess it is what it is. Welcoming this great man. Robbie is ready for us. We're going to talk football. Also, I tell you, the debate tonight is going to be loud. The best 11 so far in mid-season. I tell you, we are ready. Please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. And let me ask this great man. I'm telling you, Robbie, are you ready? What's going on, bro? You're welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Good evening, Dudon. Good evening to Okwe. It's good to be on the show once again. And I tell you, it is getting very interesting. Talking about the build-up to the African Nations Cup, it starts tomorrow. So the competition we all are waiting for comes up tomorrow. This is Africa Zone Euros, Africa Zone UEFA Champions League. I call it whatever it is. Africa owns Olympics. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing what Nigeria will do. Right now, we have issues with the team as regards the injuries, the injury updates. And of course, they have called up replacement to the team. But the question is, how will the replacement fit into the team and how will the team play? For now, we only have just one striker that is very fit, and that is Victor Osimhen. So it remains to be seen if Paulo Nacho will hit the ground running or if the other guy that has been called up into the team will also hit the ground running. So there's a whole sort of complexity as regards how the coach will be able to put this team together where they can play good football, make Nigerians happy despite all that's happening in the country right now, and well, ultimately maybe bring the trophy home. But for me, I would say I will hold on to my Bible and of course to my calculator so that as I'm playing, I am pressing my calculator to see how they can actually make it to the next round. So now that I say good evening, it's good to be here once again.
Yeah, calculator and Bible. All right, I tell you, I say it right here. Okay, you can hear that. Calculator and Bible.
When Eagles, those are your favorite schools. But that's our reality.
All right, let me ask Kunle whether he has calculator and Bible. So calculator and Bible ready. Kunle, are you with your Bible and your calculator? Welcome in, this great man.
Yeah. Why should I be with my calculator? I want to understand for what. And Bible. No, I take it as it comes. Though. I wish the Super Eagles luck. Anything they want to do is left to them. I can't be giving myself high blood pressure. This is 2024, please. I can't be giving myself high blood pressure and tension. I won't allow it to happen.
All right. All right. Super Eagles will be playing on Sunday. It's going to be loud. I want us to talk about this quick debate, the best 11 so far. I said we're going to do something. Let me share my screen. Please smash the like on the video if you are watching it. We are live right now at our X, that's Twitter. Something is going on right now. The super story of Super Eagles, the journey. Let me try and increase. It is what it is. Kunle,
Yes, boss.
where do you think Super Eagles will end up at this AFCON? Group stage, quarter final, group of 16, or what? Semi-final.
Me, I don't see at this rate. I can't even vouch for them because, like, no, because we have to take into consideration that we've lost some key players. We've lost Victor Boniface. We've lost Wilfred Ndidi, and now we've lost Sadiq Umar. Even if Umar is not there, I am bringing in Paul Onuachu because for me, I think I would still prefer Umar over Onuachu because I think Umar offers more, and Umar plays in a very good. Umar plays for a club that is technically sound in Real Sociedad, and they bought him. So it tells you that Sadiq can offer more, right? I am bringing in Onuachu. So and everybody's hope now is on Victor Osimhen. And the problem is, if you don't create for Victor Osimhen,
Can't score.
he's not great. He can't score. There's no magic about it. It's just going to be like Rasmus Højlund in Manchester United. So for Osimhen to perform, he needs people from the defense to the midfield to click, right? So if you are not doing that, there's fire on the mountain. And seriously, with the way I have seen the Super Eagles through the qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, this is a tournament proper. I know things might be different, but there's just nothing that shows that these people have something that they want to do. There's just no indication. You understand? But if they do beat, they can beat Equatorial Guinea, and that can change things. But I think until they play Equatorial Guinea, that is when maybe we might have a sense of the direction they are going. Because you remember in the last AFCON, I think we first beat Egypt, and before you knew it, we beat Guinea-Bissau, and I'm trying to remember that team we played. And Nigeria ended up being the only team that won all their matches in the group stage. Of course, only to now be humbled by Tunisia in the round of 16, and which I think was coming. So let's see how Equatorial Guinea goes. But for now, I can't even predict where the Super Eagles.
All right, Prof, are you ready? Let's get to the business. Are you in Ibadan or Lagos? Tell me, Prof, where you at? What's going on, bro? Where you at?
Lagos City. Hello, people.
Lagos City. You're
Hello,
welcome to
people.
the show. Margaret, where are you?
Hey.
Are you in the Lagos or you're in the other room? Talk to me.
Of course, I'm in Lagos City,
Yes.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone in the studio. Good evening, the Don. Good evening, everybody, wherever you're watching us from. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes,
It's
thank
good
God it's
to be
Friday.
here once
All
again.
right, let's get straight into the business. The Premier League this season, best 11 so far. The goalkeeper should be what? Prof, talk to me. The goalkeeper should be who? Or Nana?
For me, it's a close one between. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
for me, it's a close one between Vicario and
Vicario.
I'll say Alisson. Alisson of Liverpool has been very, very solid for them. So, but I would just go for Vicario because
Vicario.
some of the things he's done,
Yeah.
come to the league first in his first season, being a sweeper keeper. It's not easy to be a goalkeeper in a team that plays such a high line like Ange Postecoglou's team. You have to be alert, and he's done that brilliantly in his first season. So I'd say
Vicario. All right, on the left back, Kunle, can you name any player in your mind on the left back?
Left back is actually going to be very, very tough for me because looking at it, you look at it that most of the top teams, they've not really had a top performing defender. But if I were to go for one, I can't remember. His name is skipping my mind right now, but I think I would go for this. He's Ukrainian. He plays for Everton.
Mikolenko.
Is it
Mikolenko.
Mikolenko? Yeah. And you know why I would go for Mikolenko is because despite the fact that Everton have had a top
Kunle Lagombe, yo. I can't hear you, Kunle. Mikolenko. Okwe, do you agree with that, or you are saying we should choose? What do you go for, Okwe?
Honestly,
I lost Kunle there.
Can think of the number of personally put together. I think at least 75% of those teams of the week that have put together so far this season, Mikolenko has been there. Even though I don't left back. Honestly, I do agree with him. I saw Alan Shearer's
Yeah.
in the yes. Earlier during the week, this Udoji there. Udoji has done well so far this season, considering the fact that he has not played in the Premier League before, and making that inverted left back role look so easy for him. So Udoji is another worthy competitor. Considering topsy-turvy his team has been, he's one that has been consistent with his own personal performance. So for me, that's a vital.
All right, I'm going to stick with Mikolenko. What about the right back, Maggie? I want to welcome, I think Nubian Prince is right there. Nubian Prince, what's going on? Are you ready for AFCON? Are you ready for Super Eagles? Talk to me. You ready?
Yeah, they done. Of course, I'm ready for AFCON. Let's get it started tomorrow. Yeah, there's a running guy.
All right. On the right back, which player do you think we should put for the right back? Anyone any suggestion? Nubian Prince?
Ben White, please.
Ben White. Oh my goodness, I love Ben White. Anyone agree? Seconded.
Alexander-Arnold has been the best right back in the Premier League season. So there's no way Ben White is getting into anybody's. He has done absolutely nothing.
All right.
He has done absolutely nothing. He has done nothing
All right. We have two nominations. We have Ben White and also TAA. Who is seconding any one of them? Anyone you put there, I'm going to put it. And people will come back to us and say, what kind of selection is this? All right. Right back should be Kunle. Talk to me. David, we have TAA and Ben White. Kunle, who do you go for? I think I lost.
For me, I think I would go with. No, I'm here, John. I think I'll go with TAA, whether we like it or not. That he's not being that the question of he's a defender and all of that is not this thing. Okay?
All right.
He's a right back. So TAA he's better than White. So yeah.
All right. On these two center backs we have right here. What do we go for? Okwe, talk to me. The two right back, I think Van Dijk should be there. Oh, yeah. Do we agree?
Saliba and Van Dijk. That's easy pick. Saliba.
And Saliba. I think for me, I'm going to this Saliba is kind of summer. What about this Manchester United defender?
Yeah.
Can you explain for that? What is about Williams?
About
he has not been consistent this season now, Saliba.
Really?
I'll pick Konate over Van Dijk.
No.
Konate, that's true. Konate has been. Konate is
has
not
Konate
bad.
been,
Yeah.
no, but has Konate been playing regularly? I thought it's because I know there has been sometimes where it has been Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I think even Matip at some point before he had his ACL. So I think Van Dijk has been constant, but it has always been shifting among the other players, except I'm mistaken, please. Yeah.
Yeah, not. Konate hasn't been playing regularly. Even there are some times where Gerald Kwanzaa benches Konate in games. I think Konate has made more appearances in cup games and the Europa League games as well. So it's Van Dijk and Saliba. I think Van Dijk, even though maybe Van Dijk, people say he hasn't been spectacular, but you can't deny the fact that Liverpool are
in a better position, despite the fact that they didn't have a very, like, let's say, top defensive midfielder that many of their fans were crying about. So, and they've been getting results. They are in the hunt for the title. They are up there. So, I mean, I believe Van Dijk is obviously doing something that is at least bringing some stability into that defense, because they are not breaching Liverpool's defense as such. So, I think the Van Dijk has to be there.
All right, let's go to the midfield. The 2-6, or let's say 2-6 or 6 and 8. What do we put in the midfield?
Declan
Rice, rice and beans. And
don't mention Enzo. I beg, don't mention Enzo.
I'm looking for trouble.
And Endo.
Oh, Endo. Okay. There's Enzo and there's Endo. So let's be clear on which one.
So who do we choose there? McTominay.
Yeah, with
McTominay play.
All right, who do we choose? We're going to take Rice and Szoboszlai.
And Douglas Luiz.
McAllister. He scored a fantastic goal. McAllister.
No, McAllister. No. I think Douglas Luiz. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because Douglas Luiz.
Your network.
If I can speak a bit about Douglas Luiz, honestly, he has been able to hold his own on our Emery side, because Unai Emery has honestly created a very competitive squad. And considering the quality in depth in his midfield, Douglas Luiz has been able to stamp his authority there. The reason why Yuri Tillemans has to fight to make his way into the first team. I mean, considering lengthy injuries to the likes of Emi Buendia and Tyrone Mings, people like Douglas Luiz have stepped up and have been helping. So,
but
not Declan Rice. Declan Rice almost real that.
Let's get it.
So definitely.
Buendia is more of a 10. Douglas Luiz is more of a 4, 6, and perhaps central midfielder generally. So I don't think.
So should I put Douglas there, Luis?
And maybe Szoboszlai then. Szoboszlai, I guess.
No. What about Rodri? Rodri
has been poor, I beg. Rodri has been very
important.
Douglas.
Rodri is the reason why City are still like how many points behind. They should be like 10 points clear of everybody.
I think I know this one. Salah. On the left will be what? Martinelli? No, Martinelli.
Martinelli, bro.
Heung-min Son.
Yeah.
Yes, Son. Yes.
Son. Then number 10. Bruno.
Which Bruno? I beg.
No.
With Bruno.
So number 10. Number 10.
I would. Funny enough. I think
number 10, maybe James Maddison.
No, Maddison has been injured for a long time now.
But Maddison has been injured for a while.
But it doesn't matter now. So far, so good. He has been influential in Tottenham's season before the injury. And you could even say that maybe the injury was part of the reason why they have not been performing well, or they have actually gone down the pecking order. If he was in that team will actually have done better than they are doing at the moment.
Have the consistency now. How do you judge the beauty of something on as a drawing? He's not playing now, so
he's not playing. He's not playing for a long time.
In that case,
injured.
Okay now.
Or I don't know, but this guy is coming to my mind, but I don't know if you can slot him there. I think because he can play anywhere across this thing, whether I like it or not, even though his team have short. Who?
Cole
You said? Yes, Cole Palmer. Yes, Cole Palmer is the person that actually came to my mind. I think we can put it. I think we can accommodate him there because Palmer has been. Palmer has been. Sentiments aside.
I don't believe Palmer should be in a team of I don't think Palmer should be in a Premier League team. If you look at all these players we are mentioning, they are all in the top 4, top 5. So it's going to be very odd for him to be there. He needs to raise his team up to. I don't think he has.
Okay. What of this guy? What of a Jared Bowen then? Or a Jared Bowen? I think we can put Bowen there. Then. Jared Bowen, yeah.
That guy plays more from the wing, so.
Yeah, so make it a
Bowen?
4-4.
Yeah, plays more from the wings.
Yes, Bowen operates more from the wing. He doesn't play from the middle. He plays more from the wing.
Okay, wait, what of Mohamed Kudus? Okay, what of Kudus? What of Kudus? I think someone in West Ham deserves a place.
Kudus cannot take Salah's place now.
Gerard Bowen. Don't put in Gerard Bowen there.
No, I mean, Kudus can play central. Kudus can play as a 10 as well.
But I think we use 2 strikers. Bowen is there, and then we can. For me, Oli Watkins has to be there. Oli Watkins has been very good for Villa, so I don't know.
Oli Watkins cannot bench.
Who is going to be the striker? Solanke.
Alan Bawuna.
Alan has also been injured. Watkins.
We've
been avoiding injured players now, so to put Alan there.
After Alan, this season has been working. The guy has been hot.
Yeah.
With Aston Villa, he has scored a lot of goals for Aston Villa this season. So I think it needs to be the striker.
Villa is top 4. Their players have to be there. Villa's players, they've been overperforming. So Watkins has to be there. Villa they've been punching above their weight to be in that position.
Yeah.
To be is it second? That's a very, very deserve their players.
All right. So I'm going to stick with.
We can put down with Nunes.
Hey, what?
The striker with most assists. The striker with most assists.
All right, guys.
Yes,
this is our best 11 Premier League mid-season. I'm telling you, the goalkeeper Vicaro, and on the left side Michaelenko, Van Dijk, Saliba will be pairing the center back, and also TAA on the right side. I'm telling you, the midfield goes to Rice and Douglas, Son and Salah. The 2 forwards, Bowen and Watkins. Anywhere you're watching from, drop your comment if you disagree or you agree. Just drop your comment and we'll shout you out. Thank you so much. I'm moving on to the next one. I'm talking about the league itself. Hold on, let me share my screen. So that's our Premier League mid-season best 11 taken. Moving on to the best manager so far. Should goes to who?
I think I will give it to Ange Postecoglou. I'll give it to him.
Koglu. Wow, that's so bad.
Yes, now new manager, and see how Tottenham hit the ground running, whether we like it or not. And
you're right.
Despite the fact that even Tottenham have had some evident struggles with injuries and all, they've still been able to hold themselves. They've not crumbled. They've gotten results. And the ironic thing is, they are now in a position where now that it seems like they've evolved. They are more calculative now. Now you can see they keep clean sheets. I think they've kept clean sheets in their last 2 games. So I think they are evolving well. And these people could actually be right up there, because the way I'm looking at it, I think I see a close top 4 this season. Even the gap between first and fourth might not be really wide at the end of this. Maybe like 10 points, 11 points, when before we could see up to 20-something points. So I think Tottenham are really going to go the distance with the fact that they don't have Europe too. So for me, I think Postecoglou is the manager of the season for me.
All right, what about the overrated manager so far? I have
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag? Oh my goodness. Margaret, talk to me. They are saying Ten Hag. I can't believe it.
We are all going to choose our different managers so far.
Manager.
No, I think the overrated should go to Mauricio Pochettino, because
Pochettino.
I think
Why should we go to Mauricio Pochettino?
Ten Hag in
No, there's nothing overrated with. There's nothing overrated about Ten Hag because I think it would have been last season. Yeah. So okay, yes, there were expectations this season, but Manchester United, there is always that problem of consistency. So if anybody was fooled by because they finished third, they will improve this season. Let's not go there because we saw it under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Manchester United's case is more of like same script, same cast. But in the case of Pochettino, there's this belief that things are like going in the right direction under Bully with the recruitment, getting young players. So there was this belief that things were actually going to kick in. Yes, you can't take away the place of injuries and all of that Chelsea have suffered and all, but you just expected that things would be better with Chelsea with the high valuation placed on the players that they bought and with Pochettino's experience and all of that. And I remember the first game against Liverpool, it seems to be like there were signs. The Chelsea fans were kind of positive and all, but we are in this position where the only positive that I think Chelsea fans can talk about is Cole Palmer, really, and maybe Thiago Silva, who seems to be aging like fine wine. And there are these question marks of can Pochettino really handle this thing, and also I think with that expectation that Pochettino was going to do something, but Chelsea seemed to be in the kind of territory they were last season. 10th, but 10th, bottom top 10 and all of that. So I mean, I would want to say Pochettino is the overrated manager, not Ten Hag.
All right, I'm going to leave that for our viewers. Anywhere you're watching from, overrated manager so far, you can drop your comments and let's move on. I'm telling you, it's going to be. Oh, I made a mistake right there. I'm supposed to put the game week. It's not 18. Is actually downloaded a wrong thing. Okay. All right, 1 second. All right. We want to talk about the matches. I think I made a mistake there. Yeah. Let's talk about the transfer. Okay. Which players is Arsenal looking at this moment in terms of transfer? Because people have been saying striker.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, after watching the game against Liverpool, like, everyone can see that Arsenal lack a finisher and the attackers are blunt. That's not good. But if we're being honest, realistically, it doesn't look possible. And Arsenal is a striker who can add positive value to the team. Because if you're taking a look at the Liverpool strikers, of course, they're bringing anybody who doesn't have the class above. And we're talking about players like probably Kylian Mbappe, Vlahovic, strikers like that, and strikers like that are currently not available. Tony, who has been touted to be joining Arsenal even since the summer transfer window. So these players are currently under contract, and it will be difficult to bring them in January. But Arsenal have been rumored interested and made inquiries for a couple of players. First of all, Joshua Zirkzee, the German striker who plays for Bologna. There seems to be some interest. Same thing for this one. Also, and honestly, I hope these things for me. Those players, with all due respect to them, there are no ceiling higher than someone like Nketiah. So you had Nketiah, and the remaining attackers contribute in terms of goals last season. Might as well find a way to reinstill confidence in them and get them to do the same job they did last season. For me, no point in bringing in players who are not going to add quality to the team or who are not going to take the team to the next level. So these are the two strikers, aside Ivan Toney, who Arsenal have been linked to. And then in other positions, in mid, Arsenal have been linked to Everton's Amadou Onana. And this is a welcome rumor for me because Onana is a perfect hybrid between a box-to-box midfield and a holding midfielder. And most importantly, he's just 22 years old. So there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for growth development. That's someone who has, made way into Belgian national joining Everton from Gong. And I think that the last rumor, which for me makes a bit of sense in terms of his short time, is Gerard Lato, who plays at Amsterdam. He's a left back, he's 17 years old, but he's someone who can also play as a left-sided centre back. And considering Arsenal's weakness or shortfall in those full-back positions, being linked to someone like that makes sense. But then, considering his age, despite how good he is, I'm not sure he'll be ready to hit the ground running in the EPL. So those are the players Arsenal have been linked with so far. But it's looking realistic at the moment. But it's when it comes to Arsenal and the January transfer window, I know that they are always very attentive, and then window, Arsenal might sign someone.
All right. Let's move to the fixtures 21. That's game week 21. Chelsea will be welcoming Fulham. I think there's a game going to go down.
Sorry, Doug. Are there fixtures? I don't think there are Premier League fixtures. With AFCON going down, there's no Premier League now.
No Premier League.
No, yes now. All the African players have gone now, so Premier League has to be on. Premier League has to be on. It's not going to be sweet now. Honestly, I mean, what's the Premier League without the Salah, the Nicolas Jacksons, the Onanas, and all of them? I mean, no, we won't see Kudus and all. I mean, Premier League is going to be boring, honestly. Premier League is going to be boring. It will be, honestly.
So Chelsea versus Fulham, Newcastle.
But let's watch the one for weekend first before the AFCON. So at least let's watch this one first.
All right, let me read this out. Newcastle versus Man City. That's another big game tomorrow. On Sunday, Everton versus Aston Villa. Another big game as well. Likewise, Manchester United will beat Spurs. Manchester United versus Spurs on Sunday. And Arsenal will be moving on. We know if he beats Spurs. Kuli, why are you laughing?
No, I'm approving what you said. Yes, I'm going with you that yes, United will beat. That one is sure. It's sure. Yeah. 3 points is bad.
All right. Another game will be next week, Saturday, on January 20. Arsenal will be welcoming Crystal Palace. Who knows what's going to happen again? Well, it is what it is. Brentford, Nottingham Forest. I'm sure Okwe and Nubia Praise, their mind will be doing gee. It's not easy. And also, let's talk about what are we going to look at. It's going to be Chelsea versus Fulham. Chelsea versus Fulham. Prof, what should we be expecting in this game tomorrow?
Just the way Chelsea season has been up and down, I think you can expect the unexpected. We don't know what to expect from this Chelsea team. Today they can play good football and win. The next day, they can go ahead and lose dreadfully. The good news for Chelsea fans is we've been clamoring for the left back. Levi Colwill has been playing out of position, and it's been horrific there. He's not been comfortable there. So the bit of good news we heard from the manager today is that Ben Chilwell, who has been out since September, has been training fully and could feature in this game. Also, Benoit Badiashile had a slight injury his back, but Christopher Nkunku, this game comes too late for him. I think he'll be prepped for the Borough game, which is a must-win for Stamford Bridge. I think it's a game that Chelsea must win and qualify for the finals of the Carabao Cup. But this one is looking very, 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 looking like a very tough game. Fulham, they played very well against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final. They could have won the game, so they were very well. They have threats from Willian, Andres Pereira, they could have read, Jimenez. The centre midfield Palini, a very strong guy who has been linked to moves away. Bayern Munich. I think Chelsea too at the time were looking at him. I wonder what they want another midfielder for. I don't know what the plethora of midfielders that we have, but Palini has a strong signing. He's of age, matured, he's at his prime, and so it's one that will give the likes of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez a run for their money in the middle of the park. The game is at Stamford Bridge. I think we won the first leg. First tied 2-0 away, and so we're coming home. For me, I'd expect us to do the job so that they can gain momentum into the Borough game.
Yes. All right, moving on to this. Let's talk about Mauricio Pochettino. I actually wanted to, I just put, what's your view about this man? I'm going to ask you, Prof. People have been slagging him. I mean, he has lost his mojo. I think, even Chelsea fans, they are not comfortable with him. Is it a time you guys should look at another coach or something, or you still sticking with Pochettino? Me, what's your view? I just want to have your view, being a Chelsea fan.
Yeah. Quickly, for me, I'm still sticking with Mauricio Pochettino because we have to look at things in the bigger picture. First off, I would quickly like to say that is he underperforming with the group of players that he has? Yes, I think he's underperforming, but there are a lot of mitigating circumstances surrounding it, which looking from the outside in, I can understand because it's so easy as fans to talk about football. When we are placed in that situation, we are handicapped. For instance, I just mentioned that Chilwell has been out since September. The left back, also the deputy left back, Corella, has also been out for a long time. So he has been playing players out of position. He had to bring in a kid, Christie, the new boy who played against Borough, and so we've been bringing out little boys from academies. He hasn't had a steady back four. He has also not had his players. His talisman, Christopher Nkunku. Somebody was talking about Son. Nkunku was supposed to be our own son, our talisman in attack. He's been away for the whole season. So we have to look at things in perspective. If this man has his players fully fit, and then he's not progressing, and we cannot see visible progress off the table, then I can start calling for his head. But I think it's too early. This is his first season. He's brought this player together. Some of them were his signings. A lot of them were not his signings. And so for me, I think we have to give him to the end of the season. I think we're judging him too early because, as a matter of fact, he's still he can still win a trophy this season. He's still in two cup trophies, and he can still finish in an European spot this season. So, what happens if we all start castigating him and running him down? What happens if he makes the Euro and wins a trophy? Then we now suddenly say he has become a good manager back. So, I think we have to let him. If he's to fail, we have to let him land. If he's going to get out of the trophies, get out of the cup competitions, let him get out. And if you don't make top 6, then we can say, okay, he has failed. Still in the Carabao Cup, still in the FA Cup, he can still win it because if he wins the Borough game, he's in the final, and in the final, anybody can win it. So I still think that we should give him time because of a lot of mitigating circumstances that surrounded his management so far.
All right, Nubian Prince, do you agree that Chelsea should still give this man a chance? What's your view? What's your view about this, coach?
Disagree. All these excuses of injuries, new signings, they are not his players for me. They are just ridiculous excuses. Yes, Chilwell has been, but there is a certain Marco Corella. Has he been injured too? I don't think so. This guy made signings. He brought in Caicedo, he brought in Lavia. And when you come out and say, oh, he's been battling with injuries, I keep saying if injury is an excuse, then having players fit should actually be a plus. At the end of the day, that's why you have access to a large squad. That's why you're expected to bring in, I think, 23-man squad, barring your homegrown talent. So he had a large pool of players. So whatever players he decides to bring out those injured, none of our problems. And everybody has got injury excuses to give. Man City have been without De Bruyne for the large part of the season. They've been without him for a couple of weeks. They've been without key players, and yet they are not giving that as an excuse. Liverpool have had their fair share of injuries. Arsenal, that he enjoys castigating, have had fair share of injuries. Tomiyasu has been injured, Partey has been injured, Gabriel Jesus has been out for a couple of, even Martinelli has been injured at some point. So everybody has got injuries as an excuse. At the end of the day, it's what you do with what you have. And from what we see with Pochettino, can we actually say he has a definite style of play? Can we actually say he's making the most of the players he has? Under him, Enzo has been horribly poor. Again, under Lampard and Graham Potter, we could see glimpses of flashes. But under Pochettino, Enzo has been very, very useless. Is it that he's not been able to pinpoint the exact position he is to play Enzo? Then you see him playing Cowell on the left. Even at times his tactics, at times his players, the player choice is questionable. So for me, I think all these excuses, and yet he said, okay, they are still in the hunt for 2 trophies. Yes, but we know realistically Chelsea will not win any of those trophies. Even if they scale the Borough ordeal and they get to the Carabao Cup final, Chelsea cannot beat Liverpool. if they play for, maybe they stand a chance. But against Liverpool, they stand 0 chance. And of course, the journey is still very far in the FA Cup. They meet any of the top juggernauts. I'm talking about Liverpool, Manchester City. Even in sports, if they play sports in the FA Cup, they cannot be sports. So what are we talking about? So at the end of the day, I think if Pochettino does not make, if he does not finish in the top 6 minimum, failed. All these excuses of if he finishes in 7th, if he wins a cup trophy, I think he's done well. No. We should look at Postecoglou. Postecoglou is just coming to Spurs for the very first season. This is the very first time he's coming to the Premier League. You've seen what he did. He took Spurs from like the barest minimum because they lost their talisman. You can imagine losing your best player over the years. They lost Harry Kane and see the wonderful way they are playing. They are fifth and just, I think, 2 points behind Arsenal. At some point, they led the table. So what does that tell you? And he's had his own fair share of injuries too. At some point, he lost 2 centre-backs. In a match, he lost 2 centre-backs. He lost, he lost his creative spark in Madison. And yet, he's not giving that as excuses. So for me, I think Pochettino has not done well at all. And if Chelsea fans are going to be very objective and serious, I think they should start calling for his head.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Margaret. Can I say something, please?
No, hold on, because of my time. No, I want Margaret. I want you to talk about this match. I want you to talk about this match. No, not now. Just allow me to talk. I want you to talk about this. Margaret, Manchester United is welcoming Spurs. What should we be expecting? Can you hear me? Margaret, can you hear me, Margaret?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
About this. Talk to me about this game. Talk to me about this game. Manchester United versus Spurs. No, I can't. I don't think.
Well, okay. I just the network. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Talk to me about this game. What's your take? What's your take on this game? I don't know whether Akunle is there right now. Or Manchester United. Talk to me about this game. We are playing sports.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, okay, about this game. I think it's a game that can go either way, really, because I think Prof said something about like how Chelsea, you can't really predict Chelsea today. That's kind of the way Manchester United is. I mean, if Manchester United want to play ball, they will play ball and they'll beat you. I mean, we've seen even against top sides that they were able to organize themselves, right? We saw an organized performance against Liverpool. We saw a very good performance against Chelsea. Even against Manchester City, they were very organized until that penalty that many people thought it shouldn't have been. If that penalty didn't come, it's very possible that maybe there could have been a result. But I think maybe that penalty just had a way of unsettling them and, they never. So the thing about United is if they can actually get their act together from the very beginning and stand as a unit, they can do it. Because, like we've said, Tottenham are not without their flaws. Right, we've seen how that their highline can be exploited and all of that. So, and we don't yet know. United have some players who are coming back for them. I think Casemiro is back in training. There is Lisandro Martinez. So, I haven't really followed the presser today. So, I don't know if they are going to be available for the game, to start and all of that. But that's a positive. I think even Mason Mount is in training already. So, that's a positive. So, I think the game can go either way, to be honest. And United is at Old Trafford again, so maybe that could play to an advantage. Although anybody can come and beat United at Old Trafford. I mean, Bournemouth did it, and other teams have done it. But I think it's going to be open. And not also forgetting that they don't have Son, who is like their most creative. That's their place for goals. So it's all to play for me, regardless of United's predictabilities and all. I think it's all to play for. You can go either way for either team.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Also, Newcastle going to welcome Man City. Another cracking game over the weekend. I think I don't have Mark with us right now. We'll have explored La Liga time. I think maybe will join us later in the show. This is the league table at the La Liga table. Real Madrid 48 points, Girona also 48 points, Barcelona 41 points, Atletico Bilbao 38 points with Atletico Madrid. That is La Liga. And we've talked about the transfer. Sancho is gone. Werner is welcome back again. And also, who signed this guy? Dragusin. Is it Tottenham? Tottenham signed it.
Tottenham signed Dragusin.
Tottenham no they play. No they play at all. Let's talk about AFCON. I'm going to switch over to Robbie about the AFCON, how Super Eagles are preparing for their game this weekend. Robbie, there's this clip I want to play to the viewers to see the clip, then we'll come back. And this is going to talk about who is... Just let's watch this clip. I'll be right back.
The favorite Super Eagles player? Victor Osimhen. How many goals do you think he will score?
For this AFCON?
Yes.
7.
7 goals.
Chukwueze. I will guarantee 4 or 5.
Number 1, Super Eagles, Victor Osimhen. For this AFCON, I still from 10 upwards.
They will get to
Final.
Yes.
So in the final they will lose.
I have the open there.
In the final they will lose.
No, they will collect the cup.
Who is your favorite Super Eagles player?
Osimhen.
Victor Osimhen. African Player of the Year.
Yes.
So how many goals do you think Osimhen will score at AFCON? 6.
6, yes.
Nigerians, we are ready for this game. I'm telling you. Robbie, can you tell us the hope? You could see the hope right there. Somebody said, one of the the fan says Nigeria is going all the way to the final and we are going to collect the cup. Robbie, why are you laughing? Be patriotic. Talk to me. Over to you, Robbie.
Well, the truth is, we really need to be realistic. There's nothing wrong with being patriotic, but we also need to be very, very realistic as regards the chances of the Super Eagles. Nigeria's team, they are exacting on paper, but like I said in my introduction, so far so good. Looking at the fact that the original team called has undergone a little makeup in terms of Ndidi is out, Boniface is out, and Sadiq Umar is out. So, and this brings us to the place where we are asking ourselves, the replacements called, 1, are they going to feature in this tournament? 2, how much of an influence or how easy would they be able to slot into the team? 3, will they fit into the formation or the plans of the coach? And these are very, very important questions we need to ask. Going by what we have in the group, our opponents, except for Cote d'Ivoire, they really don't look like a very strong side. But I will say it again, Guinea-Bissau is one team that the Super Eagles should be very, very careful about. So, talking about the goals that the Super Eagles will score, Victor Osimhen, can he score? Yes, he can. But you have to look at 2 major issues in that team that will more or less bring the goals to Victor Osimhen. 1, how fast will our transition be when we attack our opponents? 2, how good will the crosses be from the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, who has consistently broken the hearts of Nigerians in the way he plays. He's one player who digs his face into the ground. He will not give you the crosses as of when you want them and how you want them. Secondly, Ademola Lookman is another person who will not give you the kind of crosses you want for your strikers to attack. Then the third person that Nigerians will more or less chase with a cutlass or a 2x2 plank is Moses Simon. His set pieces are abysmal. His set pieces are nothing to write home about. But yet, thank you, Okwe, but yet, Moses Simon is the person you see taking corner kicks. Moses Simon is the one you see taking free kicks. And you ask yourself, does he take them in his club? The answer is no. So the team, as it is on paper, can they deliver? Yes. Patriotically, they can. Realistically, I will tell you that there are other teams in this tournament who are coming with a very, very serious team. Nigeria is going with just 5 players in midfield. Egypt is coming with about 8 players in midfield. Same for Ghana. Same for South Africa. Same for Ivory Coast and a couple of other countries who are coming with at least 7 to 8 midfield players. Nigeria is just going with 5. So what if by tomorrow there's an injury to the midfield? What if by Sunday, maybe during warm-up, there's an injury to the midfield? Will you call Omeru to come and play in the midfield? Or will you tell Uzo to come and play in the midfield? The answer is no. So as it is, how many goals will Victor Osimhen score? I will put it in mathematical terms. Victor Osimhen's goal is perpendicular or is yes. Let me use the word. Victor Osimhen's goal is perpendicular to the amount of services and passes he gets, except in the cases of penalties. So for Super Eagles, I wish them very well. But can they go all the way to the final? I will tell you that right now, it is a crime to see them in the final, even in our dreams. It is best we just escort them and support them a game at a time. Because like I said, whether they like it or not, they will come up against the best teams in the tournament from the quarterfinals. And that is where we'll get to know what the Super Eagles are made up of. Before I leave, let's not forget the fact that Super Eagles have played against the likes of Zimbabwe. We didn't beat them. Zimbabwe is one of the worst ranked or one of the lowly ranked teams on the continent. Nigeria has played against Lesotho. We didn't beat this team. Nigeria also played against Guinea just about 2-3 days ago. They beat Nigeria. And I looked at that team. That team has very good players. Very, very, very good players. So for the Super Eagles, like I said, it is best we don't dream, and it is best to actually turn up to the reality, which is Nigeria is no longer the giant of Africa because other countries on the continent have woken up. So let us just take it a game at a time. Sunday will more or less give us the jam result of whatever it is we are going to see in the course of the tournament.
All right, Mike Akitayo, big up to you. You said do not put your hopes in Super Eagles, period. Okay, you have something to say before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I just want to let you know that Jose Pesedo put us in trouble. Every other team went for AFCON with 27-man squad. Jose Pesedo decided to go with 25-man squad. Now we've had to be making, last-minute additions to the team. Take a look at some of the additions we've made to the team. First of all, Alassane Yusuf, someone who has never played for the Super Eagles before, making his debut. He played a game that we lost against Guinea. And then again, some of the players who have then been added. Number one, Paul Onuachu, fine, he has not been in fantastic form for Trabzonspor, but in recent games, he has been scoring goals. But Onuachu definitely does not fit into the system of a 4-4-2 because Onuachu is not your most mobile striker. So what is Onuachu going to do for Nigeria at the AFCON? Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy is someone who should have been in the squad initially from the start because he's someone who played a major role in the qualification part, but then he wasn't picked at first because, he picked up an injury recently. And Sadiq Umar, who just came back from injury, took his place in the team. So my question is, where is Terry Murphy mentally? Is Terry Murphy at a place where he wants to give his best to the national team? I don't know. And then again, going into the tournaments, you know that they don't seem to be... Ozopesedo doesn't know his starting 11.
Wow.
His best 11. What will he do?
Are you sure?
End up going safe and sticking to the people who he knows that, okay, number one, they've been playing with him for a while and they understand his system, quote unquote. And those people are not going to yield results for us. So I can only hope that, number one, that I am wrong and all of us are wrong. We can only hope that we are in for the prize. Because on the game against Guinea, I was surprised when I saw that they tried out a different system. I honestly thought that they were so rigid in their ways. They tried out back, but obviously it seemed like it didn't work for them because they lost 2-0, although Moses Simon lost a penalty. Moses Simon on set piece duty for us again. If that is the case throughout this tournament, we will not be able to make anything from set piece situations. And that is sad because look at the crop of players we have. We have players who can be a threat aerially, both offensively and defensively. But there's no way that we're utilizing that. Who is our set piece taker? Who is our standout midfielder? Who is our best technical player? There are a lot of questions going on, just flying in the air. But you know what? When it comes to tournaments like this, never say never. You might be pleasantly surprised.
Normally, we can be surprised. Big O.
No, I disagree with please. We have technically gifted players. I mean, when you look at the likes of Alex Iwobi, we can count on him. Please don't stop underrating our team. Okay, what's wrong with you? But just to point out what you said about Pesero not knowing, maybe he does, honestly, because in Guinea, though I didn't watch it, but he did mention that he tried out a 3-4-3 and 4-3-3. And I think with the fact that we don't have the Boniface, there's no Umar, I think he can go for a 4-4-2 in this AFCON. So really, maybe he would actually go for a 3-4-3 or a 4-3-3. And I remember you did say something about Pesero, that he needs to go with a back three or something like that, that could be our chance of. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we would see a 3-4-3, really. And I think if he does use that 3-4-3, I think it will actually be able to accommodate some players as bad as he gets, especially that Hassan and is it Onyedika, like you said.
Yes,
I think maybe person has actually spotted this thing.
Yeah, but it's one to deploy the formation. It's another thing to effectively implement the formation. Because for me, I saw the personnel in terms of the lineup against Guinea. I was happy to see Onyedika starting. But the question is, was the team coached properly through that game? What happens when they don't have the ball at their feet? What happens when they have the ball at their feet? Where is this person meant to be positioned? Then our wing backs as well. How are we utilizing our wing backs? Because when you play that three at the back, you're not necessarily meant to make it look like, oh, you've got 5 defenders. The position is alone. Among the two defenders, between Al-Hassan and Onyedika, who is the person that drops? Who is the person that comes to link play? Who is the person that drives the ball? Who is our ball-to-ball carrier? So, there are different little pieces and technicalities involved in the way we would play that formation. Because for me, that's what really was in 2018, when in our last 2 group games. Assuming we started with that formation, and with all due respect, assuming there was no John Obi Mikel in that team, who at that point finished, we would have done better in 2018 because Obi Mikel was a -1 for the team at that point in time. But we had the right formation. So it depends. And then just like Robbie has said, the likes of Ademola Lookman and Samuel Chukwueze and Moses Simon, they need to step up. This is not the time to be selfish in their play. This is not the time for them to look for personal rewards. This is the time to play as a team and bring out the best in the players we have. Because having someone like Victor Osimhen with us and not utilizing him to his best potential is very wrong.
You know that Chukwueze is always going to be selfish. You can't take that away from him. But that aside, I get all you said, okay, but Pesero did say that he saw some positives from the team against Guinea despite the loss. So who knows, maybe they will fine-tune all these things in training tomorrow, and hopefully there is a template they can stick to against Guinea-Bissau if it works. I think that's what we can really do. If they are going to fine-tune things in training and things turn out well against Guinea-Bissau, let's hope that is a template that they can use going forward. Because if you can beat Equatorial Guinea, I want to believe that you can also equally beat Guinea-Bissau and even beat the Ivory Coast. Heck, we got 9 points in the last AFCON. We beat Egypt, let's not forget. So I think it's very possible as long as we have a template. And that our template in that one was Moses Simon. But of course, when we got to the knockout round, everything changed, But let's just hope that the template works in Guinea-Bissau against Equatorial Guinea so that we can further progress. And if not, we welcome them back home whenever they are done.
All right, Skule, thank you so much for joining us on this show. I want to say big up to you. Thank you so much. What's your score line? I want to ask you, Kunle,
what's my
Your
Scoreline for what?
For
For the
Super Eagles.
okay, you mean Super Eagles. I think Super Eagles will win the game 1-0.
1-0.
I think they will win.
All right.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Dylan. Always a pleasure.
All right. Nubian Prince, what's your scoreline for Super Eagles against Equatorial Guinea?
1-1.
What? Oh, 1-1. Wow. What a. All right. Thank you, Nubian Prince, for joining us on this show. One love, bro. Appreciate it, man. All right. Okay. What's your scoreline on this game?
I am hoping.
You are hoping?
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be what?
2-0.
2-0. And also, Michael Akintayo says it's going to be 1-1. All right. I want to thank everybody. All right. Okay. One love, man. I hope you join us on Watch Along for the Super Eagles match on Sunday. I'm supposed to be live.
Hopefully.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye for now. All right. All our viewers, it's going to be going down on Sunday, to be precise, when Super Eagles will be slugging it out with Equatorial Guinea. Please smash the like on the video, subscribe to our channel. We'll be running our watch-along match for that game. And also, our ISTV will be on the streets to ask all our fans what you think about the game. In the first half, we'll be linking up with Ray, which is going to be at the viewing center on that day. So, all right, this is how far I can go tonight. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's joined us. One love, people. We'll be back again on Monday, God's willing. Bye for now.